Discord is a great place to connect with friends, but there's also a lot of darkness there. So I asked Jesper to investigate and infiltrate. And this is what he found.
I found a lot. You want to go up?
Yeah.
To understand radicalization on Discord, you kind of want to understand radicalization on the internet at large.
Right.
You start in an innocent place, like on Discord, the Roblox server or the Mr. Beast one.
Okay.
And then you slowly see how you can work your way into something more disturbing. In the case of Discord, it's via invites. I paid close attention to invites sent by users before mods could get to them. And that way I, step by step, made my way into some very disturbing corners of Discord. And every single one of these rooms in this hallway represents one such dark server.
Okay.
You can choose one, but choose carefully.
I want the one all the way at the start.
Okay, sure, let's do it.
Ugh.
Hell yeah. So, welcome to SRA, New World Order.
Okay.
So a big part of these Discord servers is trying to figure out whether people are for real or whether they're role-playing.
That makes sense. I would have imagined something like that.
So enter SRA, the Spam Report Army. I made it into this place via an invite from the Goonverse, which if you want to see us going through the Goonverse, click join.
It's only €5 and you get a new video bonus every week.
Anyway, what is the Spam Report Army?
We are the Spam Report Army. We serve and protect, united together as one entity against degeneracy, enlist in the Spam Report Army.
Well, it's kind of giving role-playing, right?
Yeah,
They're like,
yeah.
oh, we're soldiers and stuff. But I needed to fill out an application in order to be able to get in.
Right, and you did, obviously.
Of course I did. You get a load of questions like, send your socials, why do you want to join, any last words for some reason.
For when you die, when you report spam.
I guess.
Yeah.
Either way, they wanted a lot of personal information.
Right.
Which gives it a bit of an edge, you know?
Exactly, and you were obviously undercover as GPXO.
It's one of the 18 Discord burners I made for this video. But I made it through the application process, and once I was in the server, I found a lot more places asking for personal information, like a lot of recruitment attempts. Here you can see a Google form, where you have to give pretty identifying information like your Discord username, your age, you need to be over 13, your time zone.
Your activity level. I'm sorry, your previous military experience.
Yeah, it's like half super roleplay, but then the other half is kind of like, are you trying to get into people's accounts?
This is weird.
It is weird, but all this being said, it's a pretty damn dead place.
There's no one.
Well, there are people, but they're mostly active in the recruitment channels and not so much the memes ones. Like this one has been around since 2023 and
Not a single meme.
not a single meme.
That's crazy.
A lot of invites to other servers were being shared around in this server as well, though.
Yeah.
So I would like you to go to the door that is directly opposite us.
This is so fun. This is such a this is fun.
All right, here we go.
You have to kick this one in as well. Yep.
Quite possibly. Oh, well done. Ah, yes. The Soap Docs Beehive.
What?
I have the files right here.
Okay. For Soap Docs Beehive.
Yes, we're getting to docs in the server name. That's great, right?
That's great.
Can you just tell me what they're all about according to themselves?
Yes, so they have a couple tags. NSFW, fishing, P***s, Bailey J, I don't know who that is, and hosting. And then the Toenail Man gives like a pretty big message. Hello everyone, I'm the Toenail Man, the eldritch devourer of time and space. If you see me online, it means number 8 big black penis flopping is jacking off. About 80% of that has to be bleeped. There's a few rules. This is not a doxing server. Do not give out or spread personal information. This isn't a raid server. The server contains edgy content. Everything posted is satirical and humorous. Only a fool would take anything as fact. If you are easily offended, leave now. User discretion is advised. So this is just a bunch of funny haha people, or?
Well, it seems like a very typical just being edgy.
Yeah.
Thankfully, they do run a second server that they promote pretty heavily.
Underage gambling. Oh. Yep. Come join us on our second Discord server dedicated to spamming bot 5k game commands. Gamble with imaginary flowers. Fish in imaginary streams. They really they love fishing. Fun time N words and F words. What?
I DM'd a couple of people in the server to just try and figure out what these people were all about. Because it's just a weird kind of edgy vibe was...
Yeah, but underage gambling.
Yeah, so that seems to also be a sort of satirical thing they're saying, as everyone I spoke to claimed to be over 18 and using this server as a way to like blow off steam by saying slurs. Now, they are very explicit about not doing illegal things. This was also said to me in DMs. It's kind of weird because they do have docs in the
name.
So inevitably having doxing in the title is going to attract some
weird people.
Yeah, people who are weird beyond saying slurs to blow off steam and being edgy and satirical like they are 12.
Yeah.
So there were a couple of invites to even more obscure corners of Discord. Like, you gotta remember, this server was like 5 invites away from a big server.
Right.
Had around 100 users, but now we're going to one with about 10 users.
And that one is in a different room in this house.
Yeah, you bet.
Yeah! Kicking in another door.
Yeah, boy, let's go. Please open this door to my left right here.
All right. Oh!
That one opened quite easily. That's nice.
Oh, it's dark and musty.
Would you be so kind as to pick up the device?
Yes. Welcome to Pablo's server. Oh, services, sorry.
Pablo's Services was promoted on the SoapDocs Beehive, which is not a doxing server, but this is a doxing server.
Okay.
It is run by this individual named Pablo.
Right.
And they are offering their doxing, hacking, etc. services in exchange for Fortnite accounts, Bitcoin, etc.
The product is a $50 worth dox guide. Doxing, sometimes written as doxing with 2 X's, is the act of revealing, identifying information about someone online, such as their real name, home address, workplace, phone, financial, and other personal information. The information is then circulated to the public without the victim's permission. I will send you a step-by-step tutorial about doxing. What does it include? The intro.
Yeah, basically you don't need to read
There's a whole itinerary for it.
You get a whole course on how to dox people, essentially, which...
That's wild.
It's quite bleak, but it's only like $15.
Yeah, that's what they say in the end, somehow. At the start it's 50, then it's 15.
It's $50 worth that you get for 15. It's a typical trick scammers do.
Right,
Like,
yeah.
All of these drop shipping course sellers.
It's like $3,000 worth of value for only $25 today? Yeah.
It's beautiful. So on this server with very few active users, you can open a ticket to request Pablo to do something for you. And this is where dark happens.
Oh, no.
Like, I'm gonna need you to take a bit of a breath there.
Actually?
Yeah, like for real.
Okay.
In the research, this was a moment where I found this, I had to step away from my computer.
You voice noted me this, that you had to take a walk.
Yep.
I'm seeing the words gay rape and teen rape.
Yeah, you want to swipe left once more to see one such ticket opened. So what you're seeing is a link to a Telegram.
A Telegram group, gay zoo, mom and son, dad and daughter, young girls, child age 1 to 9.
Yep.
Child says, I can't even say most of these words on YouTube.
Yeah, no.
Oh, this is everything. This is like the worst thing a person can do, and you can just kind of buy this?
I don't know. I wasn't about to click on anything here. I'm praying that this is like a honeypot or something.
In case you don't know, the government will set up to bait the people that really want this out, and then when they buy it, they're like, ha, I'm actually the police.
That's what I'm hoping this is.
Yeah.
But given that I'm so deep in an obscure corner of Discord, I doubt that it's the case. You know what's even bleaker? As soon as I found this, I reported it to Discord because this says age 1 to 9.
It is spelled out.
It is in plain text on Discord. Like, it's not even
and they haven't noticed it at all.
No, I reported it. A week later, it was still up.
That's crazy.
It's insane.
This is awful. I'd rather have the weirdos that are like, I'm gonna say the N-word with 3 other people in the server because I'm so edgy and cool than these actually makes me feel nauseous.
No,
like,
I know.
That's awful.
I felt the same. Like, I saw this, I found 2 more instances of it, and I was like, I need a break. So I think we should return to a couple of LARPers and ever so slightly lighten the mood.
That feels good.
You may return the device to its position.
Oh, sorry, I forgot that it obviously has to be here. Yep.
Okay, we may continue to the door directly left of us.
There's another door? This house is huge.
In we go, baby.
Oh, that one was not that crazy.
Okay, would you be so kind as to sit down on this chair right here?
No.
Good boy. So, a lot of servers I found were people role-playing as 764 or Cult or the Com. Like, these were being advertised on Find a Discord server websites as well, if you want to read any of them.
Order of the Nine Angels, Spawnism, 764. What's 764? DM me if you desire forbidden knowledge that has led to me almost being arrested on 3 separate occasions by Be My Slave.
Yes.
Cool, yeah. New comm server welcoming friendly, we think. Very unjudgmental, considering we are calm. Militant Satanism, what is that?
Okay, so you don't know what 764 is?
Not a clue.
Okay, well, let's get in, boys.
Whoa, what the fuck?
Alright, so you want to know about 764, don't you?
Uh-huh.
Alright, let's take this off you.
Oh, why?
Anyway, let's turn you around.
Teenage-ism.
Yes,
That's
764.
not good.
No, I would agree. Now, even if you know the story of 764, please bear with us, because there's a little bit of original reporting in this.
Oh my.
Ooh.
And if you ever want to join a Discord server that's full of really cool people, we have one link in description.
So 764 was founded sometime in the pandemic era by a 15-year-old kid who was active in the Cult Discords and networks, which is part of the Com networks.
Right.
So that's 3 separate entities from the start, right? 764, Cult, and Com, but it is important to understand the differences between them.
Okay.
So the Com is a very loose network of, it's essentially full of teenagers doing crimes on the internet, cybercrime and sometimes real world stuff.
Really?
And the Cult is one such network within the Com, which is known for using satanic imagery and stuff.
All right, okay.
Now, you'll find a lot of coverage of 764 calling them satanic too, but I do think it's important to understand that they are not. They're not really ideological in any way, shape, or form.
And I mean, it's a pretty common misconception, because Satanists don't tend to be evil people, they tend to be atheists.
But so what is 764? Exactly. It's another group conducting criminal, harmful, offensive stuff on the internet, and they mostly are active on Discord, but also on Instagram, Roblox, SoundCloud, Minecraft, Telegram.
SoundCloud?
Yeah.
SoundCloud surprises me. Telegram does not, but SoundCloud is surprising. Right, but what is it exactly that they do?
A great question. This is where it all gets pretty dark again. Sorry. You can roughly divide their activities in 3 different pillars. CSAM?
Which is product or distributing.
Okay, do you know what CSAM stands for?
No!
Child abuse material.
Oh.
So they are known for creating their own child pornography, distributing it as widely as possible. You need to know this group is mostly focused on doing as much harm as physically possible.
You can just live a life not doing that.
Secondly, blackmail, specifically extortion. Essentially, you child, you then blackmail the child. That is generally how they operate, which is
man.
fantastic stuff.
Is it all kids?
It's mostly kids, but it's also mostly kids doing this.
Why? Do anything else.
Third activity, physical harm. They're especially known for encouraging self-harm and suicide, specifically getting kids to, this is dark again, carve usernames into their bodies.
Do literally anything else. Go loiter under a bridge if you're teenagers or something. Like, what's this?
It sucks. Here's an uplifting quote about their activities.
The group appears to target children between the ages of 8 and 12, and particularly focuses on young people of color, youth identifying as LGBTQ+, or youth who struggle with mental health issues.
Yep.
Oh, so everyone who already lacks privilege in any way, shape, or form.
Anyone who's more vulnerable to this. It's just terrible. Like I mentioned, you'll find a lot of coverage calling them Satanist or satanic, but this group is not ideological. They're not about appealing to Satan. And yes, they use a lot of like imagery, but they're not particularly political in any way, shape, or form.
So they just want to seem as scary and as damaging as possible.
It's all about causing as much destruction as they possibly can. And if you think about it, it kind of makes sense in a weird, fucked up way. Like, this is a generation of kids who have grown up in a world that is honestly kind of crumbling around them. There aren't a lot of future prospects, and nihilism is kind of everywhere embedded in online culture.
Right, so because these people are worried about their livelihood, what the economy is going to do, what the world space is going to do, what politics is going to do, whether or not they can buy a house, they've just decided to resort to this.
Now, the fact that they use all these Satanist symbols, etc., kind of undermines people's ability to understand them, I think. Because now a lot of coverage of them just kind of seems like a satanic panic type thing.
Gotcha.
Where it's like, oh, why would we care about this? You know, we've been over this, it's not that bad.
Right.
And because they are using Discord and other online platforms in such a way that no one over the age of like 30 could ever understand, they're able to just kind of do whatever they want. Like, we saw it ourselves. There's, in plain text, words about child porn that are just not getting banned, even if you report it.
You would imagine that the government branches fighting this would be a little bit more knowledgeable on everything.
Yeah, I mean, there's some slight good news towards the end of this. But I know you're wondering, who are the actual people behind this?
I kind of am.
Look at this broccoli motherfucker right here. No, so this was a guy who provided like IT support for a comm network, and he was then hired by Elon Musk to work in Doge and proceeded to leak 300 million
he's this dude.
social security numbers.
He's that one. I've heard of that one.
Somehow, just a side note in this whole story though.
Wow.
Now, over the past few years, law enforcement has actually been cracking down on 764 specifically.
That is good.
The leader and several members have been taken into custody and sentenced.
Really?
Yeah.
That's good and unexpected.
And most recently, an Eindhoven man.
That's close to us. That's in the Netherlands. Eindhoven man made victims carve his nickname into their bodies in violent group chats. Why is it always Eindhoven? Because everyone I've ever met there was awesome, but somehow also all the most insane stuff is also there.
Again, we shouldn't understand them as ideological. That is not useful in any way.
Right.
We need to just understand it as pure nihilism. And I think this is also how we can understand these weird Discord servers role-playing as 764 and Calm and Cult and etc. It's all about the aesthetic. A lot of these role-playing servers didn't last very long. Like, they were getting banned as opposed to child.
Okay.
Like with all of these servers, I tried reaching out to people active in them, and barely anyone wanted to talk to me in any way that did not involve 15 slurs a minute.
Oh wow.
But then I noticed one user popping up across several of these role-playing servers. And this was someone who was actively being like, hey, everyone, don't do this, get out of here, this is terrible.
Okay.
Very interesting, also the fact that they popped up across multiple ones.
Right.
So I hit him up and we started talking. This turned out to be someone who, according to themselves, was involved with the comm in one way or another. Now, I should highlight, like, this is someone I found in a role-playing server, right? But I interviewed them, and I was able to verify several of the rather specific claims made. So I do have decent reason to believe the things they're saying. Just saying, take it with a grain of salt.
Right.
Now, they wanted to stay entirely anonymous.
Gotcha.
So I have hired a voice actor to replicate the interview. Hey, thanks for doing this. What can you tell me about your involvement with Calm and 764?
I was involved with Calm and one 764 member known as Culprit, who made a girl commit suicide. All of this was through mutuals of friend who LARP as Calm just to reach those who actually hurt people.
Right, and when-ish was this? And, like, can you tell me any specifics of what happened?
Around 2023. Back then, I was talking to someone who goes by Sosa, who I believe was in Calm or at least associated with Calm. He just copied members who wanted to harm others, and he asked for cut signs and stuff. I won't disclose everything.
Right, yeah, I understand. How did you end up involved with these people?
Just via algorithms and invites and stuff. I won't really say how I don't want people to copy this.
Yeah, would you consider yourself a victim of calm, or were you like a member, an associate of the group?
I was just associated, but I only participated in minor things like only cut signs, blood signs, and nudity.
Yeah, okay. Are you able to tell me anything about who you are?
I am a female, but I'm not telling anymore.
Yeah, that's not great. I'm glad that this whole thing is kind of diminished since the owners or founders were caught. It's insane that even a singular person on this planet would do this. Like, being not a bad person is significantly less work than being a bad person. Like, all you gotta do to not do this is to just not do this. You get me?
I know this is a very dark video, but I do want to point out that it's quite funny you said that while being tied up. So that kind of concludes our journey through Discord.
I like it more when it's just servers going meme. But once again, absolute insane investigation skills.
Yeah, like I said, this wasn't a very fun one to research. Yeah, it made me hate the world a little bit more, I'm afraid.
And yet you're still not inclined to make people hurt themselves. See how that works?
Well, I mean...
I am surprised by how tightly I was tied up for this bit, I will say. Like, I figured it would just kind of be aesthetic.
It was a good bit.
A very good bit, but...
You know what else is a good bit?
The video you see on your screen right now, which is one that YouTube thinks you're really gonna like. So let's click it and find out whether or not they're right.
Yeah.
Ah, sick.